Hello, bonjour, Savan. How are we today? It is Saturday, June the 27th, 2026, here in downtown Sarnia by the beautiful waterfront, St. Clair River. I know it's around 2 o'clock, so of course we can't see out the window right now, not until the sun is setting. But that's not going to work for me today, so this is what we're doing. Just came on. Just keep getting the message. Wake up. Just keep hearing it over and over and over again. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Even put that on the Facebook page, the Healing Our Energy Facebook page. It's like, wake up. Um, Someone had posted do you remember that old show? That comes up in readings sometimes to bring up the Truman Show. Oh, what's the Canadian actor? Can't think of the guy's name. Jim Carrey. There we go. Thank you. And that came up on the Facebook feed, and I looked at it and I thought, yeah, people, this is your life, so wake up. And that was the message I put on the Facebook page. And I'm like, why is this all I'm hearing? So I was checking with some other channelers as well. I don't normally do that, but again, the YouTube little pictures came up, and I thought, oh, I think I need to listen to this. So I did, and it's the one I like. I think I've told you about him before, Dr. David Clements or Clements. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name. And then there's a lady, Yannicka, who does Wisdom by North, and she's a Norwegian lady, and she interviews all kinds of interesting people. She had on, I watch it from time to time, and I just saw this one with a couple. Pia is her name, Pia, and I can't remember the man's name. But anyway, I listened to those, and I think there were a few others. I don't even remember who they were, but they were saying the same thing. Everything they're saying when I listened to their channel message, and this was in the last week or so, right? It's not talking about from a long time ago. It's just recently. And they're saying the same thing. Everything I've been hearing from my light teams, um, especially the Central Sun light beings whom I work with, everybody's saying the same thing. um, Wake up, wake up, wake up. So it's a call from and to and by and for your higher self. Wake up. Drop the old programming. Drop your old deadly belief systems. What was interesting was this last one that I just listened to with the Wisdom by North, or from North. Maybe it's Wisdom from North. Yeah, it sounds better. The lady was, how did she phrase it? Her connection, her contact. And again, everybody has a name of their. I don't. Names never been a big deal to me, so we don't go by names. I just go by my groups or the light teams or whomever, because everybody has a say. Too many to name. She made an incredible timeline comment. And we don't do that very often, right? And she said that by next spring equinox, like 2027, and yes, we know 2027 is a big deal, right? That's like a big deal. That everybody would have made their choice. So, which timeline, like for the timeline split that we're talking about here? She also channeled, though, that everybody already has made their choice. And the ones who know, we know, and we're in our transcendence moment here, and we know we are, and we're deliberately doing that. And then there are those who are deliberately not doing that, like, no, don't tell me this stuff, this place is nuts, you're crazy. that is like, no, no, no. They're going the AI way, like old Atlantis did before they, blew themselves up and everybody else around. But she was focusing on the group of in-betweens, the in-betweens. And I think that made a lot of sense to me. I think that's the group whom I've been working with in the last little while here, because people don't show up asking certain questions unless they already have some idea of knowledge or awareness, or there's some kind of conscious awareness trying to, come up to the surface. And they're the ones whom we're working with right now to help them come to their conscious awareness so they can make their, as I always hear it, their juxtapositioning point of no return. That's just a humorous term, okay? Because, like we've said for a very long time now, and I don't even know how long, you make your choice, via your voice. So you're going to go in one direction or the other. Now, the other thing that she said that I found interesting was she was questioned by the interviewer, well, how does that work? Like competing, it's not really competing, but that's, I think, how she was viewing it. Competing timelines. How does that work with different timelines on the same planet Earth? Like, how does that work? And this is, and we have talked about this before. I've heard other people talk about it, but this was very interesting. And I totally agree with this, that she said, well, we're already in it where those who are like working with their higher light, agreeing with their higher light, moving for their transcendency into their higher light, they're already not being seen by others. I've told you incidents before when I'm going through the grocery store and people run right into me or run over me, and and then they stop like they hit a brick wall or something, and I didn't see you, and I said, well, I'm 6 feet tall, flat footed, I mean bare feet. How can you not see me? Like, I don't normally get that comment. I usually get the opposite. So was her. I'm just giving you my personal experience. They gave a personal experience how they were driving in the car and another car didn't even see them, and they had to slam on their brakes. So stuff like this. But they wanted to again reassure everyone that no matter how that pans out, like you're protected. You're going to be okay. Something will happen. Again, I've been through that too, a shift. It's like you look like, you're in trouble. You're not going to make it when you're in your car, and then poof, the next split second, you're somewhere else in the car. And you're in a safer space, away from all of the deadly traffic around you. So these things do happen. So again, nothing to worry about. So these shifts, I'm hearing this now, these shifts in the genetic alliance with the higher light or the lower light are going forward now, so everyone can give themselves a respite. I mean, how many millions of times have we heard that now? Because they need to congrue with their lower light to come into their higher light. We always talk about this. You have to go down deep, dig out all those issues, subconscious, old programs, the training, take a look at them, haul them out, and just as we keep teaching people who come to us here, find your delete button, because there is one. There's one hidden in there somewhere in the subconscious routine that's running over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum, right? It's there. You just have to find it. And once you do, you can unplug from that routine. You can unplug from that old belief system. So the old reliances that you've had before are going out the door, your door. Okay? You're not committed to these ways of thinking anymore. So anyway, I wanted to pass that along to you. I know it's kind of boring hearing the same message, at least it is to me. hearing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh my gosh, wake up. But now I'm going to kind of think about that. If that's true, and time will tell, next spring, that's really not too long. That's less than a year. Less than a year, right? So, hey, lasted this long here. We'll just can do another year. That's interesting because I have been hearing that something was going to happen in a year. And remember, we heard about how June of 2026 was going to be big. Anyway, so we do get a little heads up about things here or there. We just may not understand what it's all about. But yeah, there is some meaning to it. Is there anything else? Yeah, waking up is the most important thing to say, and that's why we keep harping on it today. Yeah, it's just the way we roll right now. So again, if you're kind of in that Netherland, they're calling it, we would call it limbo here. I think we're more accustomed to that terminology. Then follow your higher light. The wake up call is for you. Okay, that group, that part of society is for you. And they were also talking about, they used the word compartmentalizing, like yourself. We always call it here fracturing or different parts of the puzzle. You're the puzzle and you have different puzzle pieces. Okay, that's how we talk about it. But that's what the word that was used. And I thought, yeah, that works too. So but again, we've talked about how not to fall for the division, separation momentum that's going on your world and on your planet, and come into unity. And that's not just with your neighbor or other beings, like in the collective, it's like for you too. It's like every part of your being. Okay, we don't have a part off here and a part off there and scattered everywhere. Okay, we've been bringing in all the various parallel timelines. Some of them are rushing in and kind of crossing with others. Our dreams have been crazy lately, right? Like totally nuts. And that's bringing in the rest of the different aspects of you, of ourselves, right? To get it down and down pat, as I'm hearing it, like you get it. So you bring it, all the layers and levels of you integrated into the higher one of you. It's all about you. So yeah, wake up. We're calling you. Angelica's realm is calling you. All the various species of higher thought and wisdom and higher light are calling you. Wake up. Don't be afraid. Okay, that's part of the old mentality. Drop your fears. Drop your reservations about yourself, whether you're good enough. Drop your doubts. Drop the guilt that holds you back or the control freak behavior that you're so used to being tangled up in. Okay, drop all that. Society doesn't get to rule you. Okay, you do. So many people are still caught up in well, I don't know what my husband will do, or I don't know what my children will think, or everybody I've seen in the last few months, it's all entanglements with their lower light in regards to the people in their families. Okay. Sometimes their jobs, right? Because let's face it, you spend a lot of time at your job. Sometimes more than with your families, right? So all these hindrances get in your way and they keep pulling you back. And as we keep saying to people, keep channeling their information to them, you've run out of time. Okay, you can still turn on a dime, but you've run out of time. Okay. So the point that the woman was channeling about in regards to our shift at a certain point in time, which she says is the spring equinox next year, we'll see, is that we'll be sharing space with everyone else. So in other words, we will shift into the higher conscious awareness, like 5D, if you want to call it that. A lot of people call it that. conscious awareness, and we become higher light, so we're not seeing. Just like we've talked about this. You see this? Oh, how did we do that last time? Guess it's not as bright. The hand kind of looks like it disappears and comes back. But it is there. But those of a lower light can't see. Okay, they can't see. So you'll be sharing space, and you'll be magnetized or coordinated, come into coordinates of light that are burning bright, so you won't see each other's light. So you won't see each other. I think is the easiest way to phrase this. So we're going to coordinate with other beings of higher light. So it'll all be like we'll all be congregating with those of higher light. We won't be with this kind of wishy-washy in between. Okay, well, I've got 5 friends who are of the light and I've got 2 that aren't, but I associate with all of them. It's going to become just the 5 friends and then multiply that by 10 more, let's say, of all higher light. So you'll drop off these other relationships, other beings of lower light, because again, they won't be able to see you. I told you about that dream a long time ago that I had when I was married with children. That was a long time ago. And I had these horrible dreams. I thought they were horrible nightmares over and over and over and over and over again. They wouldn't stop. And the easiest one to use, because they were all in different settings. The easiest one I can use, and it seems apropos to mention it right now, picture the corner in Toronto where the Union Station is, that intersection, and across from that is the Royal York, and then on the other side of the street from the Union Station was the ballet place. I don't know if it's still there or not. That's where you went if you wanted to see a ballet. And then the other one, I can't remember, some building. I don't know. Anyway, that intersection, I was standing in my vision, because it was more of a vision. It was telling me this like decades in advance, that this is what was going to happen. And this is why it was a nightmare, because I didn't want it to happen. So in the vision, I'm standing on the corner where the ballet building is. So I guess if we're looking at north, south, east, west compass, I would have been standing in the southeast corner of the intersection, and my spouse at the time and my children were kitty corner in the northwest corner of the intersection, standing outside the Royal York, in other words. And it was a busy day, normal day, traffic coming, going. It's a very busy place if you know Toronto. And they were looking for me. They were like looking for me. And I'm looking right at them. And I can see them. And I'm jumping up and down, going, wow, hello, I'm over here, I'm over here. And they were looking and looking. They could look right at me at times. I understood it was noisy. Maybe they couldn't hear me. I could not cross over to them, or I would have gone to them, and I couldn't do it. And I needed to get their attention for them to see me, to come to me. And they never did see me. So I had to leave. They never saw me. Kind of like a ghost. But it wasn't that. And I had so many dreams, the same type, different settings, different locations, same theme. But that one stuck in my mind, as you can tell. And I realized I was going to move on past them, and I would have to leave them behind. It's exactly what happened. Nobody wants to hear that, right? When you're in that in-between state, nobody wants to hear that, because they don't want to give up their families, especially their children. I mean, who does that? But it came true, came to pass. So that's what it's like. You make a choice, you make a decision. Is your transcendency, your higher power, more important, or your families? If it comes down to that, doesn't have to be that way. But if it gets to that point where it's you or them, you have to make a choice. And there's no right or wrong choice, as we've said lots of times. Because if you don't choose it now, or although you've already made the choice, but if you counteract that decision and go back, if you want to look at it that way, you'll arrive at that point another day. It'll be a long time down the road. So again, just giving you a heads up, just trying to help you, not trying to be, I'm hearing it as a wet blanket or deter you in any way from your own functioning ability, because you got this. You already know this. You knew this when you came in. We're just trying to help you to remember all of this stuff, because it's all about you. And you're the only one who's going to work through this. You either will or you won't. There's no, that middle ground, just like our middle class, is getting squeezed out of existence. Sad but true. But again, told you the story on that with the real estate lady who told me that back in, is it 1980? We're going to only build monster homes from now on. Do you see the little bungalows everywhere, the brick bungalows and the nice little middle-class family homes? We're going to get rid of those. We're getting rid of the middle class, and it's only going to be the very wealthy and the very poor. And she said it was like it's a sunny day out today. I sat there horrified. That's exactly what's happened. Right? You always get told. You'll always know. You may not like to hear it. You may want to dismiss it. Oh, no, that couldn't possibly. Yeah, it could. Understand there is a reality there that could happen. So make your choice. Give it your full, entire voice. God bless, we gave it our choice. And now we give it voice. Okay. So make up your mind, make a choice. It's going to happen sooner rather than later for you. All right. I love you always. Take care of yourselves and others. And enjoy our glorious day out there. I get to go to Zumba class now. Oof. Only get it once a month. Yes. So, going to go enjoy that. And we'll speak with you another day. If you do wish to make an appointment with us, you can go to the website, www.healingourenergy.ca. Just a little mention for any of you who are in the Sarnia area and you're accustomed to coming in for in-person sessions. My last day for in-person sessions in Sarnia is next Tuesday, June the 30th. I do have afternoon appointments left, and that's it. Starting July 1st is Canada Day, eh? So that day we're closed. And then starting July 2nd, anybody who is accustomed to having in-person sessions in Sarnia will have to use the audio-video call session selection on the website, just like all of everybody else who lives outside of Sarnia. Okay, so that's where we're headed. All right, well, I'm going to go. Have a busy day ahead. Lots of love and joy to you. We'll talk to you again. Bye for now.